I've officially owned my Airbnb in the Midwest for 1 year, and I've made a lot of mistakes. And I want to tell you about one of them so that you don't make it too. I live in California, my Airbnb is in Minnesota, and I was convinced that I could not manage the property remotely. I just thought I was going to be too busy. It was going to be too hard. I put that narrative in my head for God knows what reason. So when I started my Airbnb at the end of last year, I actually hired my realtor to be my first property manager. We very quickly got a 4-month booking. He was there from mid-December to April 1st. Everything was great. When the guests moved out April 1st, I assumed the property would be cleaned. The property manager would come get the keys. He would handle it all, right? Boy, was I wrong. We hadn't got a booking for the month of April, so I decided at the very end of the month to go out to Minnesota to visit the property, visit some friends, and stay there. Boy, you should have seen my face when I walked into that property. First of all, my keys were still in my mailbox from April 1st, and this was weeks later. Furniture was completely rearranged in my home. Things were missing. New things were there that weren't mine. It wasn't cleaned properly. It was a mess. I then decided to fire my first property manager and hire another one in that short weekend. That second property manager had a more established business. He actually was charging me a less percent, but their whole motto is that they take care of everything. And while I told them that I still wanted to be somewhat hands-on in this property, he decided when I gave him access to my Airbnb listing as a co-host, he changed the password and signed me out and told me that he takes care of everything. Maybe for someone who truly wants to be hands-off, but I didn't like that, and I'm way too OCD for that. And I couldn't check up on anything that they were doing because I didn't have access to my account. I tried to be patient. I gave them a few months and I just realized this wasn't working. But unfortunately, in the contract that I signed a 90-day termination clause. So when I terminated him 2.5 months later, I had to wait another 90 days for them to fully give it over to me. So December 1st, I finally am managing my own property. I already have a great cleaner. I have a great handyman. I have a snow and lawn guy. And really, that's all you need. They are your eyes and ears on the ground. I also was able to go through some old messages and see that the property manager was not doing a great job. Their cleaning crew, which was almost double the cost of my cleaning crew, was doing a terrible job. There were all these complaints, but I never saw anything because I kept getting 5-star reviews. All that to say is that I more than can manage it myself. And I think the universe is telling me I'm on the right track because literally December 1st, as I took it over, I got booked out for the entire month. Now I'm no longer paying a property manager fee. I've already got everything covered for the rest of the month. I was so dumb to think that I couldn't do this. So this is your sign that you can do it yourself. And if you have any questions about Airbnbs, let me know in the comments.